I'm going to record it for Daz. So hopefully it won't take too long, but I just wanted to go through before we start practices tomorrow, just field assignments, information on where you're going to be, who you're going to be with, all that kind of stuff, and then make sure you got it all. The most important thing, though, is probably tomorrow is the last day for moving games around in the full schedule, which easily. We can still move games around, but it's going to be you have to fill in a form on the website, so it's going to be a bit more difficult. So if you can please have a look at your schedules, I'll actually show you what I'm talking about. It's probably the easy way. So right now, to schedule a game, all I have to do is go to the date. I don't really want to move anything around. And then you can drag and drop this stuff. So you can move it along anywhere here. So it makes it really easy right now. After that, you're gonna have to start doing the change forms, which I don't know where they are. So like I said, if you can look right now, this system's pretty good. I sent everybody a link to this. Has everybody logged onto it before and been in, had a look at it?
Yeah.
All right. So it's way better than the old one. Because right now, these are all my teams, because I'm doing every team, but this should say for some of you 2 or 3 teams or 1 team. So you can get all your information on there. All your matches would be in here. I can search per team to see which ones I want to have a look at. So it is a really good system. And then obviously the chat system's pretty good, apart from you get 3 emails every time you get a new chat. But that's where you can also then go and organize your schedules. So have a look through that one. So then the full practices, we've been marking out the fields Friday and today. Greenwich Catholic looks like a completely different place. We've marked the fields out at the maximum. So there's a 7v7 and a 9v9 field on each one. And they are just about fully maximum size. So there should be plenty of room. And as you can see, you'll have these links from this. I just want to explain how this works. So this first bundle of practices is Chelsea Piers. Then it's Monday, we have Greenwich Catholic. And then this is Mater Salvatoris, which is the old Trinity Catholic. So if you look at that on Monday, Matt and Edwin would share the 9v9 field. So you get a half a field each, half a 9v9 field each. I'm moving the goals over either tomorrow or Wednesday. So we've got the appropriate size goals over there. And then Zenio can have half or full all of the 7v7 field to himself as he does that. Because we've got this, it also means that at Greenwich Catholic, I've managed to spread that all out. We marked out a 9v9 and the 7v7, but we're going to put the 11v11 goals at either end, and we have got the outline of a 11v11 field there as well. So you should get, looking at Monday, Ross and Joey, you're going to get half a 11v11 field each. And right now there's one 11v11 goal that's not broken. So I've asked them to repair the goals, but again, we can figure out goals and all that kind of stuff. But the whole aim and purpose of this is when you're outside, we want to give you half a field to be able to train on. So at least you can work on that as you go through. Tuesdays we don't have Mater Salvatoris, so it's a bit tighter at Greenwich Catholic. But again, that's there should be plenty of room there. There's 2 11v11 and a 9v9 team, so you guys are going to have to figure out where you're going to go, how you're going to work it, and you just kind of coordinate each week how you're going to do it. Nothing at Chelsea Piers on Tuesdays. It's a pretty low number tomorrow, so we're starting pretty quiet. Wednesdays is a bit of a busier day. Again, me, John, and Daz are all over at Greenwich Catholic. So these are all new 11v11 teams, so we have to figure that one out a little bit. And then, again, we'll have the full quota on there, but that works fine as well, because there should be 9v9, 9v9. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out a little bit. Actually, all of those are 9v9, so 2 of them will have to run the 7v7 field, so you have to work that together just to see who's going to be where. Again, a a 7v7 field's as big as a lot of the 9v9 fields you'll play on anyway. Then Thursday, just a couple at Greenwich Catholic. So if anybody really needs to move anything, wants to move something, we can. And then quite a big stack at Chelsea Piers. And then Friday, which is what Jonah was asking about, we have the technicals. We also do still have, though, as well as technicals, we do still have some team practices. So West Ham and Chelsea will both be having their second practice. So that Zenio and Johnny, you're going to have to be at Chelsea Piers that day. The easiest way to do this, and the idea of it, would be to have a coach from each, the same age group, sorry. So we've got a state team and a regional team. One go to Greenwich Catholic, one go to Chelsea Piers. The only issue we might have, as I can see it, would be me, John, and Darren are probably all going to end up at Chelsea Piers. So I don't know how many. We'll have to see how many of the kids on our teams are going to likely to go there and figure out how we're going to do it. But yeah, so that's we'll figure that one out. But I think ideally, if you're going through the age groups, I think Diego, you'd probably go to Chelsea Piers. Jonah go to Greenwich Catholic. Sonia and Joey, you'll have to figure it out. Joey go to Chelsea Piers with Bruges, and then Jonah, you'd stay at Anderlecht. Matt, I guess you would go to Greenwich Catholic because Joey would already be at Chelsea Piers. So again, work with the other people in the age group and just figure out where you're going to go. We just need to make sure it's covered the best we can, and we'll take it from there. So that's that schedule. So your link there will take you directly to it. That's the full schedule. November practices. We switch once we get to November 1st because obviously we're going to lose light pretty quickly. I actually think it's the second week in November where the clocks go back, but we're still going to be losing light. So at that point, everything goes into Chelsea Piers. A lot of the teams will only be practicing once a week with the technical on a Friday, kind of switching to that winter practice schedule. But also a lot of the games are done by November 1st, with the exception of the couple of the regional teams that are playing in those regional leagues. I think they go through to the 4 teams. So we'll make sure we get practice space for those teams. Then you'll also see here high school age tryouts are there. So again, the days we're going to do those, who's going to be on, who's going to be off, and all that kind of stuff. So you can see that edpsoccer.com website. So you know how to do this. I put it in the notes as well. But for leagues, I couldn't find this until Matt told me the other day. For the EDP CT leagues, which is the majority of the teams, it's dead simple there. There's EDP change form, actually. That's the one I was looking for. And then you can actually search your team. You got a team in this one? Yeah. Now you can search your team rather than having to do all that stuff. So you've got your team's entire schedule. If you need to change a game, if something's going on, you need to change the game against Revolution, you can double check to see if they have a game when you're going to propose changing it to. So that's a much improved website for all that stuff. For the futures, which is U9 and U10, you then hit the futures tab. Connect it right at the top there. And then you go over here to view schedule. You get male, female. So for Daz, you can look at that. There's only 1 team per league. So you can then look at those schedules there fairly simply. Again, you need to change your game. You can look to see when they have it. On changing games, I've done the same again with the document that I'm putting all the stuff in. So these are all the slots we have for games. And I've put in the high school coaches game. So Zenio not available, I'm not available that day. So anything that's not got anything filled in, 2 p.m. on next Saturday, there is field availability at GCDS if somebody needs to change a game. Again, if we're going to do it, it needs to be done tomorrow to do it simply. But otherwise, it'd be done with a change form. We do have Brunswick again. We have Greenwich Catholic. We're going to use that for games on Saturday afternoons. And we're going to use Mater Salvatoris, which is Trinity Catholic, for games on Saturday mornings. And just this one weekend of September 19th, we're going to use Mater Salvatoris as well because we can't use Greenwich Catholic that day because they're having their back-to-school barbecue. Other than telling you that more coaching gear came in the other day, and we'll distribute that, I think that's it from me for now. Anybody got any questions on any of this stuff? No one?
No, I guess for the Fridays, we should. I'm on Greenwich. You said it already, but I guess we should figure it out.
You don't have to be. It's just going to have to figure it out. But I mean, I can put it together and tell you where to go. But I think we're big enough and ugly enough as a group to figure it out between ourselves who's going to go where. We just need to make sure it's communicated before Friday so we know who's going where, and don't do like I did last year and pull and Zenio indoors and not tell anybody. So just if you're going to do something and change something, just make sure that we all know.
All right.
But I mean, it seems like a lot of us are going to be a Chelsea players, because I'm going to be a Chelsea player as well. So I don't mind going to Greenwich Catholic, but I have to tell my teams I have 4 to 5 Southampton and 5 to 6 Benfica. So I don't mind going to Greenwich. So
yeah.
The sooner I know, the better. So I could tell. I know it's optional, but I got to let them know whether I'm going to be there or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of really why we need to let people know, or why we need to figure it out, so you can let your teams know, right? Because they're going to want to come train with you. So if I can put something together and make suggestions and send it over to you. And then if you want to change anything, just let me know and we can do it that way. So I'll do it another shared doc and reply all to this email with suggestions on where to go.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, Danny, what you got?
Good job, Dave. Unbelievable work on all that scheduling. I've just got one thing. I was trying to get this stuff to you guys and to the players and parents by now, but we've left in the hand of marketing to improve. I'm hoping to get it this week so I can forward it on to you and to the club when we give them a welcome email. But basically, just let's see if we can set the club standards for these players, and then it makes our job a lot easier going through the year, knowing that we're all going to be on the same page coaching wise. And they're just like 6 or 7 really simple things. We expect players to be attending every training sessions and games. We expect punctuality. We expect them to be their presentation, follow the dress code. We expect their behaviour in practice and games and around the club's facilities to be good. Their health and safety, prioritising their physical health and athletic development. Taking ownership, commitment and responsibility of themselves and their team and their teammates. And then last one, effort, making sure that they're willing to give 100% to every practice game. It's a requirement, not, anything else. It's all part of what they should be doing. So just reading off of that, hopefully we'll be able to get you something and get the players it so that, you're going to be ready. You're going to have your session plans. You're ready to deliver a great session. We want the kids to be in the same frame of mind as well and focused. We don't want them turning up in dribs and drabs and expecting like that to be okay. So then that way we can really set a club culture going into this season. As we know, this is the first one. We've put all the teams together. We've got the regional and state teams. All the regional teams are going to be playing in the Conference League, which is going to be a pretty high-profile league. And obviously all the state teams are going to want to be good enough to reach the regional leagues. So, I think coming out the bat, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on us. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think Dave, Matt, John and I have had a great off-season, getting everything ready for a good start. Dave's been really onto the schools to make sure the grasses are good and the facilities. So I don't think we want for anything in regard to facilities. As Dave said, the coaching attires coming, including a big stadium jacket for the colder months. So I'm just really looking forward to seeing our new teams coming out, the players playing together and us coaching them. So really pumped. That's all I got, Dave.
All right, just reminded me a couple of things. So Matt Salvatoris, Beachside, are being a little bit bitchy about us being over there and using it, and they don't want us using their plastic pop-up goals, their 99 goals. So I'm quite a bitch myself as well. So when we move those goals over there, we need to chain them up. So we need to get them off the field at the end. I'll put a padlock with a code on it. So we need each session when you're done on a Monday and a Wednesday, they just need to be moved right off the side. There's also a big baseball grip using it. So make sure they're locked up, moved off and locked up. That as well with Chelsea Piers, we did a terrible job last year partly because we didn't need to clear up after ourselves at Chelsea Piers. But this year, there's more people back in. Stuff's going to start going missing again, or stuff gets broken if we leave it out. So when you're done with your session, if you're the last coach of the day leaving the field, clear it off. If you're not the last coach, if someone's coming on after you, ask them what they want left on. And if they don't want some of the goals left on, some of the other stuff left on, just clear it off and make sure it's kept a bit cleaner. Because you might say it's been last year, we haven't really had to worry about it, but previous years, if we leave stuff out, kids were coming in later on, or late night pickup was coming on later on, and it was either walk or it would get broken. So we just need to make sure everything gets put away properly at the end of the sessions. I think that's it. John, you got anything about winter leagues you want to say before?
No, not really. I'm still in the process of that, but I'll reach out to people individually. Good
news is he's got Green Warriors signed up already. LY Stanford and JC all signed up, registered.
That's for you, Ross Stride, Johnny Sanchez.
All right. Anybody got anything you want to ask? Have input on while we're here? Brilliant. All right. That was 17 minutes. That could have been, you could have had to drive into Chelsea Piers, sat around a table, met, and then drive home again. So the wonders of Zoom. All right.
I'll be here.
Have fun tomorrow. Then those of you that are practicing, I'll be around tomorrow. I'm sure everybody else will be about. And then Wednesday, I think most people will be coaching. But obviously, if you need anything, let us know well in advance.
One last thing, Dave. Sorry, I just thought about it. Kevin wants me to put together a first aid list so we can put some supplies in and order some supplies. If you have any needs for first aid, other than plasters and ice bags, I'm going to get them, the ones that you can put in your bag. Other than them two things, if there's any specific needs you have for first aid, just shoot me an email so I can make sure I order some tomorrow. Okay, so that's for your first aid bags you take with you.
I got one last thing as well. Your COVID vaccination cards, they've got to go into Rebecca or Rodrigo in the Chelsea Piers office. I told them that most people haven't been in to be able to bring them in for a few months, so they're going to be expecting them in this week or the start of next week. So just bring them with you. They just literally look at it, take a number off it, or make a note of it, and then they're done. But you can't send a photo in, you can't send a scan. It has to actually go into the office and do it for some reason. So that has to be done. They're going to stop paying people basically on October 1st who haven't been vaccinated. So everybody has been vaccinated, right?
Yes.
That's what I told them. All right, so bring them in, Johnny. You're one of those hasn't brought it in, and you've been there all summer, so make sure you come in and get it in.
I know. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I don't know where I placed it. So I have a picture of the first shot that I got, but when I traveled, I took it with me, thinking that they were gonna ask me for it, and I honestly don't know where I put it, but I'll figure it out.
Just go and speak to them and ask what they want you to do.
Johnny, if you did it through the BAMS website, once you log in, you can print it out.
Oh, there we go.
Jenna knows.
There you go.
Yeah. So
now you're gonna figure out how to get on the website.
What's his login? The password?
Johnny, just bring around Jonah's house. You'll have to go.
Jonah, I'll buy you a beer this week, okay, buddy? We'll sit together.
I hope.
All right. I'm gonna stop recording. Johnny and Edwin, you want to stay on? John, you want to stay on? We'll just have to talk about classes quick.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody else.
Take care, chaps. And John and Edwin, thanks for responding to Leon with the 5v5 stuff.
All right. Sounds good.